What's going on, guys? Daniel here again with AeroFly to FS2, and today I figured I'd make a video on some training that I'm going to do today with the Airbus A320 in AeroFlight. I'm very familiar with how to fly the Boeing. Really enjoy flying the Boeing 737 that's in the game, but and in X-Plane, when I play X-Plane, I fly mainly Boeing planes. But not so much Airbus. And I'm not saying that there's Airbus is harder to fly. It's just a different layout than what I'm used to. I've memorized one layout, and that's mainly how Boeing 737 is all set up. And when it comes down to the A320, I'm very unfamiliar with it. But did some Googling today, and I did find a wiki on how to use your um, brain fart on how to use your autopilot. So that's what I'm using today, and this is not letting me select where I want to go. It's just being stupid. Okay, so that probably means I need to go over here. Let's see if that will work. Okay. I'm really going to have a set flight today. This is just mainly training and me learning how to use this plane. Let's just go over here. Oh, well, see, that worked. We'll come down here. And we'll click start. So I'm going to go over here to the other page and take a look at what they're saying. And I really want to learn how to use this A320, and so that's why I'm making this video. Just not so much a training purpose, but just well, yeah, it's training for me, but not. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Me just trying to learn how to fly this plane. So here it says step 1, takeoff. On the pedestal there is a button called TO config, takeoff config. Press it and the lower middle display will show up a checklist. Note, make sure everything is green on this checklist. So it is showing right here. We'll go ahead and just zoom in on it, and it said TO config. So we'll go ahead and push that. Okay. Step 2, the auto brake buttons can be found to the right of the upper middle display. Press the most right button to set it to max. Set flaps to 1 and pedestal and arm the ground spoilers, which also is on the pedestal, to the left of the flap lever by clicking on it. So we're going to click this, and then what else does it say? Okay, it's showing that. Awesome. Alright. So now we're ready for step 3. Step 3 says turn on FD or flight director. That's right here. This button can be found on the EFIS, or electronic flight instrument system, which is on the left and right of the panel that has all the autopilot buttons, which is called the FCU, flight control unit. So we'll go ahead, we're going to turn the flight directors on both sides. Okay, flight directors are set. So I mean, this is pretty similar to how the Boeing is set up. Just, the autopilot, it's a little bit laid out differently than what I'm used to. I'm not doing this because I'm stupid or anything like that. I'm just trying to learn. So, hey, you got to learn somehow, right? Alright, step 4. Set the desired cruise altitude by rotating the ALT, or altitude knob, on the FCU. So, that is this. And I think I want to set it to 1,5000. which is 15,000 feet. And then we'll go down to 5, and it says set the desired V/S, which is vertical speed, by rotating the vertical speed knob on the FCU. For now, use 25,000 or 250, something like that. Okay, words. Yes, this one. So it wants us to use this. Okay, and then do not push or pull the knob. Note, do not touch the SPD, speed or heading knobs at this time. Okay, now we're at step 6. Set full throttle and take off when speed reaches 120 knots. Okay. I have no idea where that's... Okay. Set full throttle and take off when speed reaches 120 knots. It doesn't tell you where that button's at. Did it clear our speed? It sure did, didn't it? Okay. I am deeply confused now. Okay. Well, I don't know what it's trying to tell you there. So, and then it says after takeoff, try to follow the FD or flight director on the green cross on the F or PFD primary flight display, which is on the right in front of you, which is right in front of you. Okay, gear up. Okay, I know all this stuff. This is pretty simple. All right. Then once you bring your flaps up, and let's go ahead and set our flaps down and bring your gear up. It says push A/THR or auto throttle on the FCU. Let's turn on auto throttle. Okay. So we'll go ahead and zoom out here. Now that we're all set and ready to go, somewhat, we're going to go ahead and taxi out to the runway. Really definitely like the little setup of the Airbus. Really like it. Looks awesome. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's a runway like right in front of us somewhere. Yeah, it's like right here. So we'll go ahead and we're going to proceed on this runway here. Once we get back across these. And I'm not doing a legitimate flight. I'm not flying this plane how I normally fly. This is just a test video for today, so I'm not going to do things legitly today. Alrighty, so let's bring this up to about 40. Alright. Pretty sure V1 is 180 knots on this, if I remember correctly. Pretty standard, actually. Oh, yeah, about one. Yeah, pretty close. Alright, there you have it, V1. Go gear up. Alright, autopilot's coming on. Looks like she's flying it. Okay, it says next. So this is after takeoff. It says bring up our flaps. Flaps are up, gears up. And it says push the our auto throttle on the FMC. Okay, where is our auto throttle? Okay, looks like that's already been pushed. So unless it wants us to turn it off. Now it wants us to turn it on. Okay, so that's on. And then push AP1 or Autopilot 1 on the FMC to turn on Autopilot. It will keep the heading for now. The plane will start to climb. Okay. So it's pretty much doing everything that I've put it in here to do. It's climbing up to 15,000. The vert speed is climbing at 2,500 feet, as you can see up here. I have the current heading. It's maintaining the current heading that I've taken off from, so it's not going to change that unless I decide to change the heading. So now we're going to go down here to step 5. It says press the SPD knob. So I'm pretty sure it's talking about this right here. Just to make sure to let the autopilot take care of the so-called managed speed. Later on this, you will take care of lowering your speed during descent. So that's been pushed now. Press the heading knob and let autopilot go into navigation. So I want to change our heading to let's say 320. And when it says push that, it's already changed the heading, which will automatically follow. Okay, it's already taken us on that heading. Okay, then press the alt knob or altitude. I'm not sure. Pretty sure this is it. Yeah. The alt knob to let autopilot take care of the altitude. No, this aircraft will level out first. Okay. So that's been pushed. Okay, we'll go down here. And right now, the next steps are just approach. So I don't really have a set airport. So, hey, that was pretty easy. That was really easy to figure out. Whoever made this wiki did a really good job. And I will post the link to this page down in the description of the video. Really just following this is pretty much taught me everything that I need to know. Descending, it's pretty much the same stuff. You'll adjust your vert speed and your selected speed, and this thing will, your heading, it'll take you right down to where you need to go. So let's go ahead and check our map, see where we're at. Doesn't look like we're too far away. So I'm going to go ahead and set our vert speed. We're going to go back down. Let's go to 8,000. We're going to adjust our vert speed to take us down. Let's say 15,000 feet per minute, or 1,500. And we'll adjust our heading. So yeah, I mean, this is pretty easy. Not too hard. Just got to get used to the new layout. You know, I'm not used to this plane yet. You know, I'm not used to how everything's set up. I don't think it's got a working FMC. I mean, that's pretty standard in all the AeroFlight planes. It does not have working FMC. Not the planes, I don't believe. So we're gonna keep adjusting our heading to the plane. You know, turn around. And okay, now to get this plane descented, let's figure that part out. So let's go down here to descent. Okay, just turned off our autopilot. Okay, that's not good. Alright, well, let's, oh, it's not even letting me take control of the plane. It's just climbing by itself. Okay, autopilot, okay. So don't push that button. Alright, well, I guess I should read approach settings first. Okay, on descent, approach, and landing. Set desired approach altitude. So we want to come, let's go down to about 4,000 feet. And actually it says use 3,000, so we're going to do that and press the out knob. And, okay. To start the descent. So it wants us to... I'm so confused. I'm not really sure what it's doing here. I'm following the instructions. Is it taking us down? I don't know. Before we get too far out at sea, let's go ahead and adjust our heading, so this thing doesn't get too carried away with us. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and zoom in real quick. No, it's not what the... Okay. Well, I'm deeply confused. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off auto throttle. Okay, it says we're over speed. Okay. Still trying to figure this out. This is really confusing. So I'm not figuring out the descent part of this. Okay, let's look over here real quick. Should. Okay, looking over here. Okay. So I'm pretty much matching everything up. Okay. So step 1, it says set the desired approach altitude by turning the altitude knob on the FCU. Use 3,000 feet for now. And press the altitude knob at the top, or at the TOD, or top of descent, to start the descent. So, let me look here. I don't see TOD. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. Okay, I pushed that. I'm not seeing like a TOD or what does it say? Top of descent. I'm probably looking at it completely wrong. I have no idea. Okay, we'll just maintain what we're doing right now. I'll just try to figure this out. Alright. Since there is... Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, it says under this, there's a note. It says, since there is no TOD being shown in this Airbus currently, you will have to calculate the TOD yourself. You will need a descent around 3,500 feet per minute. For example, if you cruise at 24,000 feet, officially called flight level 240, you want to be at 3,000 feet before you intercept the ILS. You will have to start the descent 60 nm before the FAF, or final approach fix. Okay, AeroFlight FS2 planner inserts the FAF automatically when you choose your landing runway during your planning, and usually it is... Okay, that's probably why, because we didn't choose anywhere we were going to land at. So it says make sure the ILS button is on to the right of the flight director button. Your descent should begin automatically. So, okay, so this is going through your flap settings. This is going through your brakes. Okay. Let's see if that did something. Okay, I figured it out. I got it. Awesome. So, I figured out the descent part now. Okay. So now the question is, where are we going to land? Well, that's why we got their handy dandy map here, and that's just the autopilot's just turning off. Just telling me stupid stuff. Okay. Now, where are we at? We're at 20,000. No. So why is it doing that? That's odd. Okay. So for some reason it keeps turning off the autopilot. I may be doing this completely wrong, I don't know. I'm trying to follow the directions over here, but it's not really being all that clear on the descent part. It was really clear on the, takeoff and all that stuff, but it's not really giving you all like good of detail. Well, I mean it is, but I'm not really understanding what it's saying. Oh well. It looks as if we're descending just fine for right now. Yeah, but I think we still have control. No, autopilot's been restored. So let's go ahead. Oh, wrong way. Once we set our heading that direction. I'll kind of adjust this every now and then. I have no idea where we're at. Actually, let's go ahead and take a bigger look at where we're at, because that's something we're going to need to do. Okay. We won't be able to land there. We can probably make KLLR over here, but I'm pretty sure that's a small airport. So, what we can do, we can adjust our heading to that direction. I'm not sure of the heading, but we will do our best on getting us there. So, in this case, let's go ahead and arm air brakes, maybe. And that would be spoilers, I believe. Alrighty. I think if this plane would descend faster enough, we could probably make that airport. Let's go ahead and adjust our heading a little bit because we're not quite on there. That's okay. Still trying to learn this stuff. I mean, if this was a legitimate flight, we would have everything set up and I'd know right where to go. So for right now, we'll let the plane do its thing. And once we get a little bit lower, I will take control of the plane, and what we do, we just turn off the autopilot. So definitely a different experience flying Airbus. I like it because it's a challenge. But also there's some things I don't like figuring out how to descent. That was interesting. I don't know what I did, but it worked. So I'll just have to make sure to remember that for next time I fly with this plane. Alright, that's just telling me autopilot got turned off. And right now this plane's still going. Still descending just fine. giving it some spoilers here to kind of get lower. See if that's doing anything for us. Full spoilers right there. Okay, let's go ahead. Turn those back. Alright. Once we get through this clouds, yep, I can see the airport. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And we're going to line this plane up with the runway. Alright, bring our gear down. Turn that off. Alright, go ahead and turn off our flight directors. We don't need that anymore. I mean, I don't need it anymore.
2,500.
Okay, line up with that runway. And if you notice, I didn't do anything up here because that's a whole nother thing I still got to learn. Is lighting switches and all that stuff. So I'll eventually get around to learning it. I'm pretty sure it's very similar to the 737. So let's zoom in here and take a look right where I want to land at. It's a small runway. Okay. We'll just take it nice and easy. Got some mountains up here, so we'll have to take that into consideration as we descend.
1,000.
Yeah. We're a little off-centered here.
$500, 400, 300.
Okay, let's see if we can get low enough to actually make this runway.
200.
Yeah, I think we'll make it. It's a small runway though. Not very big
100.
at all.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Really got to bring in the brakes because it's a smaller runway. Did not get it on the center mark, but that's okay. At least we landed safely. So there you have it, guys. Alright, well, we will go ahead and taxi off to the end of this runway. And there it is from the outside. Not a very big plane. About as big as the 737. Getting off the center here. And realistically, probably an emergency situation. But planes like this probably wouldn't land at a smaller airport like this. I just used it just because it was the closest thing nearby to where I could land safely. And we're going off in the dirt. So, definitely a different things to learn how to fly. Probably, maybe in the next AeroFly live stream, I may just go ahead and use this A320. Got a general idea of on how to fly with it now. I'm not saying I'm going to put the 737 back up on the shelf. I will definitely fly with that thing again. But do want to get my feet wet with this one. It's definitely a different bear, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It's a challenge and it's something new. And I mean, graphically, this thing is set up beautifully. And one thing I wish the 737 would include was something like this. I mean, just the computer screens and stuff. The 737-800 didn't have any of that, so maybe that's something they may include sometime. I don't know. But anyways, yep, definitely had a lot of fun learning how to do this. A lot of confusion at the start of it, but hey, I figured it out, and once you get the hang of it, it's not too hard, not too terribly hard. So we'll get up here. We're gonna make a left, and we're gonna go ahead and park our plane. And this is a very small airport. Looks to be just a little Cessna-like airport with small airplanes and stuff. So we'll go ahead and flip it around here. There's King Air. That's what that looks like right there. Yep. And we'll go ahead and push the brakes down, and there you have it, guys. Well, in the meantime, guys, thanks for watching. Whoa, what's going on here? Thanks for watching the video. I do appreciate everybody that did make it out and watch the video today. This was just kind of a learning experience for me, and just to kind of learn how to use the Airbus A320. So, without further more to say, I mean, guys, we'll tune in next time, and hopefully we can use this plane in our next flight together. And yeah, so take care, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.